Hello and welcome to another edition of Trotsky or Bust. It is the 9th day of February. It's Oscar night. Oscar. I want to say who cares, but the last few years, I don't know why, I started watching it again. I didn't used to watch it. I stopped because I thought it's all rigged, which it is. It's basically a very long commercial, but it's fun. There's nothing else to do. I mean, the Super Bowl was last week, and ended one dynasty and started another there. What I want to talk to you about, oh, and by the way, the Oscars, I hope Joker wins. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was a anti-establishment movie, a real leftist type movie. The star, Joaquin Phoenix, did say something interesting. He says everybody gets out of it what they think. To him it was a mental health, which obviously it was, but I also thought of it as, the fact that, in 2019, the Joker is the hero and Batman's the villain, so it tells you a little bit about how America has changed. Anyway, what do I want to talk about? It's I haven't done one in a while, so let's talk about this. The screwing of Bernie Sanders. What a surprise. First they blame Bernie because turnout is low, because that's somehow his fault. The reason it was low is because the impeachment and all. Normally before Iowa you have wall-to-wall coverage. This time you had wall-to-wall coverage of the impeachment, when no one gives a shit about. Then Buttigieg. Buttigieg, understand, he's just the Hillary. Okay, all the big money that backed Hillary is backing him up. There's no way he went from being the mayor of South Bend, which has Notre Dame, has 100,000 people in it. You don't go from there to running for president, all right? Unless you have, they pick you. He looked the part. He's gay. He's perfect in every way, except they made a mistake. The mistake was that he's going to have problems with African Americans. You can't just side with racist cops and fire that police chief and a fire chief, and so he's not going anywhere, which is good, because beyond that, I don't think he's a strong character. He's not likable. There's something about him that's just not. You don't like him. Even Bernie is not likable. Bernie's this grouchy old man, but Bernie doesn't need to be likable. Bernie's, he just sticks to his issues, and hey, you don't have to like Bernie, but you do like his issues. Buttigieg stands for nothing, so if you don't like him, then you like nothing. All right, so that's the difference. You saw the media was focused on BS, like Rashida Tlaib. Why the fuck is he using her as a spokesman? She booed Hillary, and she booed Hillary because Hillary attacked Bernie. No one likes him. I want to boo Hillary. Let's boo Hillary for NAFTA, for the crime bill, calling young black men super predators who needed to be brought to heel. Welfare reform, not corporate welfare reform, God forbid, welfare reform. Repealing Glass-Steagall. Okay, like I said, these are her husbands, but she was his co-president. And then a senator, what did she do? She voted for the war. She voted for the bankruptcy bill. So Hillary Clinton and Bill, and all these they've done a lot of harm to people. A lot of harm. So Hillary Clinton can go straight to hell, Fuck her. I mean, she's a terrible human being. And for what? So she and her husband can have $150 million? That's what the money's for. It's not because she was doing the people's bidding. Same with Obama. The money's being given to them for a job well done by corporate America. Fuck. Now, and the reason she's attacking Bernie is because this way Buttigieg doesn't have to. So she can, people don't realize that she's also part of Buttigieg's campaign. It doesn't matter. I mean, Bernie, like I said, Bernie's not going to win. And even if he wins, the Republicans have the Senate. And even if he wins and the Democrats take the Senate, there's enough corporate Democrats. They're not going to do a damn thing. And Bernie's not even a socialist. Okay, anybody who tells you Bernie's a socialist doesn't know what the word means. I don't care if he calls himself that. He's not a socialist. He's just a FDR Democrat. That's all he is. Or an LBJ Democrat. Nothing more. But he's certainly not a socialist. If Bernie was in any other country, he'd be considered center-right. All right. And that weasel, Chris Matthews, I don't know if you saw it. He was talking about how, I think of socialism, I think of Cuba, and taking people If they would have won the Cold War, they would have been taking people to Central Park and shooting them, and I would have been one of them. And I go, oh, why didn't Gorbachev try harder? If nothing else, just to take Chris Matthew out and shoot him, and nothing will happen to him. I mean, if somebody, Bernie bro or somebody like me, I'm not a Bernie bro, I don't believe in Bernie, but if somebody came out and said something like that Buttigieg was calling for people to be taken out, because that's what Chris Matthew was doing. He was trying to compare Bernie with the firing squads in Cuba. Now, of course, what you don't hear about the firing squads is that in the 7 years before Castro took over, Batista murdered about 20,000 people in 7 years. Now, Castro, and this is an anti-Castro archive. It's called Archivo Cuba. They've estimated that Castro was murdered during his tenure, during his 57 years. He murdered 4,000 people. Now, okay, so 4,057 years, 20,000 in 7 years. Yet no one will ever talk about what Cuba was like before Castro, because they're just taking a shot on Castro and the communists. Not that what Castro did is good. Only 4,000 in 57 years. Yes, dictator of the century. Yes, no, but to imply that Bernie, he should be fired for that. If they have the same standards they hold to other people, if they go crazy over the Bernie Bros, which isn't even a thing, but they're going to let this one just slide, no one's even going to talk about it. No one's going to call for his firing. Okay, just like Joy Reid. She can make as many homophobic remarks, as long as you push the corporate agenda, you'll be fine. Another thing about why I don't think Bernie will win is you keep hearing the word electability. I saw it during the caucus, these people saying, I think electability. Everybody knows that for the Democrats to win, they need to move left and inspire the base to show up. So what's the electability argument? I have a friend, he makes about $200K a year. He's got a good job, but he also has a house, and he's got bills, and he's living paycheck to paycheck, even though he's making that kind of money. And, and he's a liberal, yeah. And I tell him about this electability, and it's like he turns into a Fox News viewer where he smiles and can't answer. No, electability. Just like he told me 4 years ago, Hillary was more electable, and when she lost, Bernie would have lost bigger. It doesn't matter. Facts don't matter to him. What it means, really, the electability arguments is code. I don't want Bernie raising my taxes. That's what it is. Okay? Everybody knows Democrats are more electable when they move to the left. Everybody knows that. This gives people an out. And that's the problem with the two-party system we have now, is it used to be that working people were for the Democrats and the upper middle class, and the upper class were the Republicans. But the last 40 years, Democrats haven't done shit for regular people, so it's just been mixed. So a lot of working people vote for Trump. A lot of people who shouldn't be Democrats are in the Democrat Party because of social issues, like abortion. Okay, like he's ever going to. How many people have it? Not saying it's not important that people have it. Not saying it shouldn't be legal, but come on, it's too bad that this is how the Democrat Party has been lost, and this is another reason that Bernie's going to either lose or they'll hurt him bad enough during the primaries that he's not going to win, and he's certainly not going to win the Senate. This will just, this shit will continue. No one's going to talk about a third party. I saw Jimmy Dore, he was talking about, it's going to have to take you to the street. Like that's ever going to happen. It's not going to happen. People are working 2 jobs, 3 jobs. They don't have time to go to the street. Okay? No one's going to the street. All right? That's just that's Jimmy Dore's cop-out. We're going to take you to the street. Instead of finding a real third party. And besides, what's going to happen in the street? He had a demonstration. Of course, you see the Palestinian flag there. Yeah, let's alienate all the Jews. Let's rally behind people who kill their own children. Wow. That's remarkable. That is remarkable. So hopefully they'll find a third party. Hopefully it won't be an anti-Semitic party. And but that's not going to happen. I don't see anything happening now. I certainly do not believe in Bernie. I don't see him as a savior. I don't think you should either. And that's it. That's what I have to say. Um, I don't know. That's about it. Hopefully, Joker will do well. Hopefully, someone will have the guts tonight to say that it was an anti-establishment movie, or a movie that, does talk about income inequality. Probably not. That's about it. Tell me what you think. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. And Trotsky's up. Nothing else to say.